5 secret AI tools big accounting firms hide from small business owners exposed. A Big Four accountant leaked this to me last week. There are 5 AI tools their firms use internally but will never tell clients about because it would cut their billable hours in half. One of these tools costs $29 a month and does the exact same work a CPA charges $347 per hour for. I know because I watched my own accountant spend 6 hours on something this tool did in 11 minutes. When I asked him about it, he got quiet, then said, "We prefer the human touch approach." The human touch approach that cost me $2,082. So I started digging, and what I found made me realize the entire accounting industry has a dirty secret they really don't want you to know about. Here's what nobody in finance will tell you. The gap between what accounting firms know and what they tell their small business clients has never been wider. These firms adopted AI tools internally 2 years ago. They use them every single day, but they bill you like it's still 2019 and everything is done by hand. I spent the last 3 months interviewing former Big Four employees, independent CPAs who left corporate accounting, and software developers who built some of these tools. What I'm about to share with you is going to fundamentally change how you think about paying for financial services. Tool number 3. Alone saved one business owner I spoke with $14,400 this year. And it's the one firms fight hardest to keep hidden because it directly replaces their most profitable service. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start with the tool that made a 23-year-old freelancer fire her $400 an hour accountant. Her name is Maya. She runs a graphic design business out of her apartment in Austin, making about $87,000 a year. For 3 years, she paid an accounting firm $4,800 annually just to categorize her expenses and prepare basic quarterly reports. One day, she's scrolling through a private Slack community for freelancers, and someone mentions this tool called Keeper. Not the password manager, Keeper Tax. It's an AI that connects to your bank accounts and automatically categorizes every single business expense with 94% accuracy. The other 6%, it flags them and asks you one simple question to sort it out. Maya tested it for 1 month alongside her accountant. The AI caught $3,200 in tax deductions her accountant had been missing for 3 years. 3 years. That's nearly $10,000 in deductions she never claimed because her expensive human accountant wasn't paying attention. Here's the part that should make you angry. When she confronted her accountant about the missed deductions, he said, "Well, you didn't tell us about those expenses." She didn't tell them? It's literally their job to find them. That's what she was paying $4,800 a year for. Keeper costs $16 a month for the basic plan. That's $190 a year versus $4,800. And it found more deductions. The big firms know about this tool. Several of them actually use a commercial version internally to do preliminary expense categorization before a junior accountant reviews it, but they still charge you full price as if a human did all the work from scratch. Maya's accountant? He was spending maybe 20 minutes reviewing what the AI already did, then billing her for 4 hours of detailed expense analysis. Now this next one is where things get really interesting, because it's not just about saving money. It's about getting advice that used to be completely inaccessible unless you were paying a CFO salary. The tool is called Runway. Not the AI image generator, Runway Financial. It's a financial modeling platform that Fortune 500 companies pay 6 figures for consultants to operate. Except now, there's an AI layer that lets anyone build sophisticated financial models by just describing what they want in plain English. I talked to a guy named Derek who runs a small e-commerce brand selling phone accessories. Revenue last year was $340,000. He wanted to know if he could afford to hire 2 employees and still maintain enough cash runway to survive a slow season. His accountant quoted him $2,400 for a comprehensive cash flow analysis and hiring impact assessment. Derek found runway, typed in his question in normal human language, connected his QuickBooks, and had a detailed model in 40 minutes. It showed him he could hire one employee in March and a second in July, but only if he reduced his ad spend by 15% during Q2. It mapped out 3 different scenarios with specific dollar amounts for each month. The $2,400 analysis his accountant offered, I've seen those reports. They're usually just the accountant running numbers through their own internal tools, often AI-assisted now, then writing a summary and slapping their letterhead on it. When Derek showed the runway model to a different CPA for a second opinion, that CPA said, "This is more detailed than what most firms deliver." Runway's pricing starts at $50 a month for small businesses. Big accounting firms have access to the enterprise version. They've had it for over a year. But the moment small business owners can do this themselves, that's millions in consulting revenue gone. All right, this third tool is the one I mentioned earlier, the one that saved a business owner $14,400. And honestly, this is the one that made me the most frustrated when I discovered it, because it replaces something I've personally overpaid for multiple times. It's called Digits. Digits is an AI-powered bookkeeping platform that doesn't just record your transactions. It actually analyzes them and tells you what they mean. It spots anomalies. It identifies trends. It generates reports that look like they came from a senior accountant. The business owner who saved $14,400. Her name is Priya. She runs a small marketing agency with 4 employees. She was paying a bookkeeping firm $2,200 a month, $14,400 a year, for what she assumed was expert financial oversight. Then her friend, who works as a senior consultant at one of the Big 4, let something slip at dinner. She said, "We literally use Digits to process small client books now, then mark it up." Priya was stunned. She was paying premium prices for a premium service, and that premium service was being done by the same AI tool she could access directly for $249 a month. She made the switch. Her books are actually cleaner now because the AI doesn't get tired at 6 p.m. on a Friday. It doesn't accidentally miscategorize expenses because it's distracted. It runs 24/7 with perfect consistency. The kicker? When she told her old bookkeeping firm she was leaving, they immediately offered to cut her rate in half. In half. Which means they had a 100% margin on her the entire time. If you're running any kind of small business and you want more breakdowns like this, ways to stop overpaying and start keeping more of what you earn, hit subscribe. I drop one of these every single day at 8 a.m. Also, if you're creating any content for your business and you need professional voiceovers for ads, tutorials, or presentations, check out https://try11labs. 2pu100.2jl1. It's the AI voice tool I use for some of my own projects, and the quality is genuinely indistinguishable from hiring expensive voice talent. Tool number 4 is one you can literally start using in the next 10 minutes, and it handles something that most small business owners absolutely dread: tax planning and estimated payments. It's called FlyFin. FlyFin uses AI to calculate your quarterly estimated taxes automatically. But here's what makes it different from just doing it yourself in a spreadsheet. It monitors your income in real time and adjusts your estimates as your revenue changes. Last year, a freelance writer named Jocelyn made $62,000 in the first half of the year, then had a massive Q3 where she brought in $47,000 from a few big projects. Her accountant had set up estimated payments based on her previous year's income, which was much lower. She ended up with a $4,200 underpayment penalty because her estimates were way off. Flyfin would have caught that income spike in July and immediately recalculated her Q3 estimated payment. The app costs $8.25 a month. The underpayment penalty she paid was more than 40 years of that subscription. Here's what you do right now. Go download Flyfin, connect your bank account and income sources, and let it generate your Q4 estimate. Even if you do nothing else from this video, that one step could save you hundreds or thousands in penalties. Now, tool number 5 is the most counterintuitive one on this list because it's not designed specifically for accounting at all. It's ChatGPT with a very specific prompting strategy. And what it can do will blow your mind if you've ever tried to understand IRS tax code on your own. Here's the thing, the accounting industry doesn't want you to know. Tax law isn't magic. It's just really densely written and designed to be hard to understand. Accountants don't have special powers. They just know how to interpret the language. Well, now AI can interpret that language for you. I watched a 26-year-old startup founder use ChatGPT to research whether his home office deduction qualified under the regular method or simplified method. His accountant had always defaulted to simplified because, quote, it's easier. The founder asked ChatGPT to analyze his specific situation. He gave it his square footage, home expenses, and usage hours. The AI walked him through the calculation both ways and showed him the regular method would give him an additional $2,847 in deductions. He took that analysis to a different CPA who confirmed it was correct. His original accountant had been leaving nearly $3,000 on the table every year because simplified is easier. Easier for the accountant, not better for the client. The prompt strategy that makes this work: you have to give ChatGPT your specific numbers and ask it to compare options, not just explain concepts. Compare my deduction under the regular and simplified home office method given these numbers gets you actionable advice. Explain home office deductions gets you a Wikipedia article. That's the difference between using AI as a research assistant versus using it as an actual financial analyst. So let's connect the dots here, because I promised you I'd explain why that Big Four accountant leaked this to me in the first place. She's leaving the industry. After 8 years at one of the most prestigious accounting firms in the country, she's done. And she told me something that stuck with me. She said, I got into accounting because I wanted to help people